All right, Justin, let's take a look at your first swing here from the camp. Um, your setup looks really nice. Your your weight transfer when you get to heel plant is pretty good. You get up. So I want to make note of the fact that you make a a conscious choice to transfer your weight up to the front side. So if I put you there and I bring you to heel plant, you are uh, you are I'm going to bring you up here just a little bit farther. Heel plant. You're actually back heel is coming up before you actually heel plant because you're doing a lot of movement and hitching with your hands. Let me just put a box around your hand position up here. Move you back a little bit. Okay, so your hand position is one that is moving quite a bit. So you're going to heel plant on the front foot. Just watch your front heel there, and you can see before your heel is even planted how much farther your hands have moved, and how much farther the bat. So you've got some significant some significant distance between where your bat started out here prior to heel plant. Here it is, right? And if I bring it forward, you can see the distance that's created between your shoulder and the bat. That's way too much distance, okay? And your hands are dropping, okay? That's going to cause all sorts of follow-on issues. So we talked during the clinic about this idea of a queen bee move, or something that causes lots of things to follow that are incorrect. This particular case, we need to try to work on getting that fixed so that we have um, less follow-on issues with dropping and casting and all sorts of other things. So if I put your weight movement forward is good, all right? We just need to try to get control of your hands. So in this case, I want to put right here heel plant. I want to put a pitch plane on here so that we have some idea of what we're talking about. So here's our pitch plane on a ball that would be coming in. Let's say a fastball would be a good spot to hit a ball, right? No problems there. But here's what happens. When you start to drop your hands toward the pitch plane, I want you to watch where your bat's traveling. See how far it went down? It came from here, came all the way down here, and then all the way out like this, right? So in this big giant triangle that lives below the pitch plane, we cannot hit the ball. It's impossible, all right, because you're below the pitch plane. You could have hit the ball, maybe here. You might have hit it here, but you wouldn't hit it in here you wouldn't be in this pitch plane at any time, so you'd be swinging underneath the ball. Additionally, you're not getting good top hand extension, so you're just kind of dropping your hands to the zone. This elbow should be way out here like this, extended out if you're getting flat and driving with the top hand. Okay, so a couple things we need to work on. Transfer forward looks good. We need to tighten up our swing and get our bat a little closer to our shoulder and our hands a little flatter as we go through. All right, so let's take a look at what happened after you went through some training with the swing with the bag training, as well as the hitter's power drive. Okay, let me get that line off there. Hold on just a moment, and I'm just going to move you around a little bit here. Okay, so bring you back to the beginning. Okay, right there, and over here, bring you back to the beginning. All right, so right here. Okay, so in this case, we're going to take a look at what our again, I think is a strong point for you is the fact that you move forward pretty well. So here's our line here showing us what our balance point is. All right, and then what we want to do is we want to try to let this move forward. So as you come forward to heel drop on this second photo, you're getting great back leg drive. Your heel came up perfectly. I'm going to back you up a little bit. Your front heel lands, back heel comes up, and your hands stay back. Okay, this is a pretty good position right here, Justin. Unlike here, when you went forward, look at the difference in the back. See where your hands are? Right there, as you let that back kind of drop down, it kind of takes this kind of angle right here, right? It kind of comes like that, okay? So just move that forward, you can see what I'm talking about. Coming forward, coming forward, coming forward, coming forward, and you can see where your hands have ended up and how far you've come forward. Look at the difference also in the distance you've come forward practicing on that one position. Look at this. Wow, this is amazing. Look at this. That's great drive. That's fantastic. Really, really good. So that's a great improvement. Your hands are already flatter. Your bat's flatter. So let's bring this on around. All right, now here's the ball coming in on the pitch plate. It's a little bit of a high pitch you're hitting here. All right, so let's see if we stay pretty close to a line that looks about like that. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. Okay, great. Now I would still argue that this top hand needs to drive a little more. You need to get this elbow going farther up the pitch line to the pitcher. Okay, you need to get a little more push, just a little bit though. Really, this swing looks really good. Powered right through it. Good power V finish. Nice swing. All right, much improved over what we saw over here, where the bat was really loopy. You know, kind of went down in a big V and then back up. All right, so this is a gigantic improvement over your previous swing. You're getting a little roll on the front foot right here, which is good, and you're getting and this back heel is up in a perfect position. It's not over rotated. So I think the hitter's power drive for you was a real positive reinforcement tool for moving and driving to the front side, moving and driving, and then stopping and rotating to the ball with a flatter hand path. The bag obviously reinforcing that hands up on the bag and getting through like that is very positive. Great job, Justin. This swing looks 100% better than the previous one. 100% better. So with that said, let's go over here and put this swing there. Let me get rid of these lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put A-Rod right here, and he's mirrored right now, so I'm going to flip him back around. There we go. Okay. So let's compare you to what A-Rod looks like. Okay, so A-Rod makes a pretty big step, and so do you. So let's use him as an example. All right, I'm going to bring you back to here. Okay, so here you are. You're getting ready to move. So here's your step. Your step's coming, and so is A-Rod's. So let's just compare and contrast the similarities. So here you are here. Here's A-Rod. Okay. So A-Rod needs to get on this side of the line. He needs to get over here. Okay. And so do you. You need to get over here too. Okay. So let's see how that works, right? So you're coming forward and your heel plants. You're still coming forward to that ball. Your heel plants, your back heel comes up, your front knee is still slightly flexed as you start to bring your front elbow up, and I'm going to make note of this because you're doing a great job of this, much better than your first one. Front elbow up, back elbow to your hands to get flat, and the bat to get really flat. It looks, the bat's looking very good.
Okay, very good. All right, let's look at A-Rod. A-Rod comes forward. Coming to the line. He's going to hit his heel plant. Okay. Here comes heel plant for A-Rod. Still coming forward a little. And now he's reached the point where he's not going to come forward anymore. Right? He's reached that point right here. Okay. But notice his front elbow is working up just like yours. Here's his elbow working up in the zone a little bit. to get his hands flat, and his back elbow is working down in the zone to get his hands flat and his bat flat. This is his bat right here. Okay? Very similar. Very, very similar. Looks very good. I would argue that your vertical position here is actually better than his in many cases. This actually, you're in a great position to hit a lot of different pitches. Right here, it's perfect. All right? So we're going to go back over here. We're going to watch him come all the way around to impact. And notice how his elbow pushes away from it right here. It's pushing out in this direction. Okay? All right. Here. Okay? And over here, you're going to want your elbow to do the same thing. Right? You're going to want to come around and keep your elbow working out just like that as well. Keep your elbow moving in that position toward the pitcher. Right? Top hand right toward the pitcher. Right? Same thing he's doing here. Now he's getting a little better push than you are. So just continue to drive that top hand as it comes around. Keep the knob in front of your elbow and punch that pitcher, or think about punching that pitcher right in the chest with your top hand as you stay palm up, palm down through the ball. Very, very similar. Your swing looks 100% better, Justin. I can't say enough how much of an improvement that is. So very well done. Keep up the good work. Continue to work on one position, and for you, make sure you're keeping your hands and bat close to the shoulder. All right, just make sure you really concentrate on keeping this gap right here as small as possible. So keep this space right here as small as possible. So turn the bat with your back shoulder. Turn your whole body, bat, everything together, and then drive forward. Don't try to sling the bat around with your hands and your arms. Use your whole body to turn the bat around and keep that gap small, like you did here. This is good. It's coming off a little bit here, right? It's coming off a little bit, but not too much. So just that's your queen bee move, is keeping your hands seeing up near the armpit and keeping them flat and the bat close to your shoulder. Keep doing that, bud. You're gonna have a good time with it. All right. Good luck in your upcoming season. Call us or contact us if you need anything. We can be reached at info@thehittingconnection.com. It was great having you in the clinic, bud, and good luck.